There is a riot taking place in the Caribbean right now. But it's not on our streets because you're not seeing it. It's among our own leaders. Blatant betrayal, heated insults, while a devastating humanitarian crisis is on our doorstep. And CARICOM is more divided than ever. But let's start with the real issue here. The United States has intensified its embargo against Cuba. They're cutting off fuel and vital supplies. This is pushing 11 million people towards starvation, disease, and collapse right here in this region. Cuba's own foreign minister calls it what? A humanitarian catastrophe, accusing the US of fuel warfare, an energy blockade that threatens 11 million people in this region of ours. There is no negotiation, and you can't call this negotiation. Trump says make a deal. This is not a negotiation. This is deliberate cruelty, weaponizing economic sanctions to squeeze a sovereign country into submission. Are we in the region still talking about we love the empire? CARICOM leaders should be united, but they're attacking each other right now. Instead of you have this united outrage, we get turmoil among our leaders because they're traitors in the midst. And I'll get to that in the next video because it must be called out for what it is. Former CARICOM heads, seasoned statesmen from Barbados, Jamaica, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, I think Antigua and Barbuda, Belize, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and more stood together and publicly condemned the embargo as terrorist economic warfare, which it is. Instead of supporting that powerful stance, what did the Prime Minister of Trinidad do? Fired back with dismissive, insulting remarks, questioning their loyalty and even freedom of speech. And CARICOM should read her the riot attack. That's right. CARICOM leadership is now attacking its own heroes for daring to defend Cuban civilians. This is not diplomacy. It's petty and fighting while the region is burning. How long would it take us to figure out who is putting us against each other? It's betrayal of Caribbean solidarity. These former leaders, universally respected, they publicly reminded Kamala of her own history. Her government once backed ending the US embargo at the United Nations. That's a betrayal. That means she once supported CARICOM's collective stance. She once fought for regional solidarity, but now she's attacking leaders who stand by those same principles. This isn't a policy disagreement, people. Come on. This is a betrayal of Caribbean unity, plain and simple. The former heads didn't complain about ideology, They said bluntly, our concern is now human survival. Because this crisis is not about communism in Cuba, It's about starvation, it's about disease, denial of energy, and basic livelihood. Millions of lives are at risk. All this is happening, while the US tries to leverage pain as a political tool. CARICOM must decide today. It must decide, do we defend CARICOM values and Caribbean humanity? Or will we be silent while our neighbor suffers? We have to decide what we want. Is this visa so important to us? This is the biggest betrayal of all. Gonna share something with you. This is the most explosive truth. The Caribbean community has historically opposed the US embargo against Cuba. That's fact, That's fact. We once stood together. We once called for an end to this blockade. But at this critical moment, while millions of lives hang in the balance right in this region, Some leaders are more focused on internal squabbles than a unified regional action. That makes this not just any foreign policy crisis, you know. This is a leadership crisis we are facing right in this region here. If CARICOM cannot even speak with one voice on a humanitarian catastrophe, then what is this organization for? And that's why I said last year, this thing is dead and dusted. People are afraid to read the rights, the burial rights. Caribbean voices must rise up at this important juncture, not be silenced by any ego and division. We demand right now accountability from our leaders, unity, and end to this violence, economic or otherwise, solidarity with the oppressed. Anything less is a betrayal. Because if CARICOM cannot defend human life and dignity in its own hemisphere, then CARICOM has already failed. It's already failed. And I said that since last year. I'm not going to continue any longer. Leave your comments in the section below, guys. Leave it down there. Just like, share, and subscribe for real talk. Because outside of myself and my good brother from Grenada, the ambassador, no one is really picking up these issues to this point. A lot of people are afraid to lose their visa to the US. You mean to tell me Manhattan is what make you somebody? Absolute shame and disgrace. Absolute shame and disgrace.